we want to look at the cash flow plan, and we want to find out how to make a cash flow plan. I'm just curious, what do you think is a cash flow plan?
Cash flow plan would be the money recorded coming into the business against the money that is going out of the business.
Very, very right, and that is actually very true in terms of that. So in this course, we are going to be looking at, by the end of this session, you should be able to identify what a cash flow plan is. You should be able to also know the steps, the 12 steps to making your own cash flow plan. And also you're going to be required to make your own cash flow plan, all right? So what is a cash flow plan? Let's find out. Now, a cash flow plan is a forecast of how much cash you expect to come in and go out of your business within a month. So clearly, from what we are seeing, that is that you're planning for your business on a monthly basis for you to be able to monitor. All right. So the next thing we want to ask ourselves is, what do you need? Why do you need a cash flow plan in your business? All right. Why do you think you need that? Now, the cash flow plan helps you to make sure that your business is running smoothly throughout the year without any hiccups. And what do you think are some of the things that are likely to make you lose some money in your business throughout the year? Especially like you say that your industry was farming.
Now, you are likely to run out of cash if you make large, you purchase more stuff, and they cannot be sold easily, so you have a lot of goods to sell and there's no cash. Another way you can end up with less cash or no cash flow is where you are supposed to pay loans and to pay other bills.
Okay, true, by the way. And those are the different ways that as a business you end up not having any money. So we've looked at some of them out here. So what activities make you run out of money in cash? So we've said infrastructure expenses, where you'll be buying maybe heavy machinery or equipment for the business. You're also looking at products purchase costs, where you're buying materials or goods that you need in the business, and then it's like you've locked your money, isn't it? Your money is locked in the goods, but you can't really convert it into cash. And then, of course, there's credit that you give to customers. You have money out there, people have the money, they've taken things from you, but now you don't have the cash. So the next thing we want to think about is, what are the steps of making a cash flow plan? And as we think of these steps, I'd like us to look at a case study, which is Jane, from a business lady called Jane. So I'm going to pause this a little so that we go to Jane's business. And here we are. So Jane is a business person like you. Her business is called Tosoma Cloth Bags. And we want to analyze Jane's business in terms of how she's planning for cash flow in her business, all right? So we will zoom in a little so that we look at that. So let us analyze Jane's business. So this is capturing up to the month of June, helping us back here. So let us analyze. So if you look at the cash flow plan, we will be giving you a template similar to that you'll be required to fill. So when you look at that, you see there is cash in and cash out. And we are looking at Jane's Tosoma cloth business from January all the way to June. So let's start with cash in, cash at the beginning of the month. What do you notice?
Cash at the beginning of the month, for every month I can see there's a cash sale. That's how she makes her money from the sales, and there's nothing else that brings in money apart from the sales.
So what is the behavior of sales in Jane's business?
The sales seem to be increasing. In the month of May and June, that's when there's a lot of money coming in from the sales.
Very good. So we will look at, now we want to look at the cash out. So let's look at cash out in Jane's business. So where does she spend most of her money?
From the cash out, most of the money is spent on purchases of goods, because you can see up to the months of May and June again, there's a lot of purchases of goods compared to the rest.
Okay. Do you notice that the payment of wages seems to be constant? So
Yes, it
and
is.
how much is it throughout?
It's 990.
And then, okay, so then she had the purchase of equipment in January. I think she only bought equipment in January. What other payments? Then she also has costs of other payments, which could be bank loans or other expenses that she has. Very, very good. So when you analyze Jane's cash flow plan, when she wants to plan, what do you think she needs to put a lot of processing and thought about?
It seems that in the month of May and June is when there's a lot of activity in her business, and so she'll need more money to make more purchases of the goods, so that she can make enough bags to be sold out.
Wow, that is very true, by the way. So if Jane was to plan for her business, she would know that May and June are the busiest times of the month. So she needs to make sure, as she's planning, that she has all this money in place. So we'll go back to our presentation. Okay, so that's where we were at in our presentation. And we want to look at there are actually 12 steps towards the cash flow plan. So first step is the cash at the beginning of the month. So you need to know what cash do you have at the beginning of the month, all right? And then, so when you look at cash at the beginning of the month, the second step is cash from cash sales. So the nature of your business, if your business is like, let's say you're in agribusiness, so then what case sales you have at the beginning of the month? And then because you're in business, maybe you have in step 3, cash from credit sales, all right? You have sold, people have come into your farm, bought goods, they've asked you to give them time to go and sell, and then come back and pay you maybe by the end of the month, all right? So the next step that we look at is other cash in. So we, as business people, you're bound to have other sources of income. I mean, it could be another source of income. It could be loans or interest in some fixed deposits that you've put somewhere. So then the next step is to calculate what is the total cash in. So total cash in is going to be the total monies that have come into the business, one through the sales or through other sources if you have any. So the next steps are talking to us about cash out, all right? So you need to look at cash purchase of goods. What goods are you purchasing for the business? All right, so you need to list all that down and have it as part of what amounts there. And then you have payments of wages. So you need to calculate the total number of staff you have, you included as staff in the business, and then work out what is the payment of wages. Does it range? Does it stay constant, especially in the farm? Is it during harvest season, or is it during planting that you need more? But you want to look at the general constant. And then if your step 8 is purchase of equipment, are you purchasing any equipment to boost your business, to improve business activities? Then step 9 is the loan repayments, because if you borrow money from the bank, as money out, you need to know what amount of money do I need to pay back. And then of course there are other payments, those which are constant bills like your rent, your water expenses, the transport, and miscellaneous that you may have to spend in the business. And then of course we have step 11, which is the total cash out. So you now, just the same way you calculated the total cash in, you need to spend some time and calculate the total cash out. And then of course we have step 12, which is cash at the end of the month. So how do we calculate cash at the end of the month? So what you're going to have to do is the cash at the beginning of the month plus the total cash in, take away from the total cash out. So that is the activity you're going to do. So let's pause and reflect. What's your takeaway from this session?
It's very informative in terms of knowing how to plan. You want to stay afloat in your business by having enough cash in your business, so that you focus more on what is driving your business. You need to have the goods that customers want from your business. For example, if I'm a farmer, I'll need to know which times or which period do I need to have enough goods to sell to my customers.
Very true, very true. That is very useful. Okay, so before, as we conclude, I would like to leave you with an activity, an action plan for your business. So using the steps given and guided by the sample cash flow plan of Jane of Jane's business, make a cash flow plan of the year for your business. So the same way, you're going to get a folder with the worksheets for Jane's business and a blank one for yourself, so that you're able to put your business, the cash flow of your business, and then have a plan and focused on what to do. And remember to follow the steps given. So in summary, what we are saying is that cash flow planning is very critical for the success of our business, and that as you're doing your cash flow plan, remember you need to plan for each month, and also, so your cash flow plan is for the whole year. And then you also need to remember the 12 steps that we must always follow to be successful. So thank you very much for this session, and I look forward to meeting you in the next one.